We would like to ask everyone to direct your attention on the screen for the opening prayer to be followed by the national anthem.
Every anxious thought as I lie awake and wonder what the future will hold. Help me to not strong enough to win this fight. Greater than battle raging in my mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, gays and days, once again, good afternoon. What is up and what is popping, JPNs? Welcome to KATILINGBAN 2022 to 2023 UPV JPIA First General Assembly.
As we begin to embrace the flipping of the new chapter for the JPA community, we all gather here today to celebrate a fresh beginning for every one of us. I am Maria Gianna Isabel Tambong.
And I am Kyla Sabtal, your tour guides for this afternoon's journey. Again, we would like to encourage everyone, please turn on your cameras to stimulate interaction and to also remind everyone to mute their microphones unless asked to unmute. Today is a Wednesday, but not the pink. Instead, a violet day for all of UPV JPNs. It's been gloomy from the weekends, and we share our prayers to our fellow Filipinos who are affected by that typhoon.
That is true, Kai. Just like our theme today, Katilingban, we still never forget in development, we are all one community. This assembly is a representation not only of the gathering of like-minded people, but also of a stronger sense of community or Katilingban.
That is true. So, what do you feel today, guys? You can type in the chat box and tell us how you feel. What is the weather in your place right now? Ikaw ba, Iso, what do you feel right now? Do you feel great?
Feeling kind of gloomy, just like the weather, but honestly, getting ready and getting energized for this event. Looking forward to today.
Okay. Siyempre, ang magiging tanong talaga natin for today is, kumusta nga ba yung mga online classes and face-to-face classes that we've had for the past few weeks? Iso, ikaw ba? Kaya pa ba natin?
Kinakaya pa rin, Kai. Pero kakayanin dahil as JPNs, we never subscribe.
Tama, that is so right. Of course, wala din naman talaga tayong choice. But then, of course, let's proceed to flourishing this day for all of us.
At this point, allow us to introduce to everyone the advisor of the UPV JPIA, Ms. Earl Castillo Ilusorio, to flourishly welcome everyone in today's event.
Hello, good afternoon. Am I audible? Naririnig ba?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible po.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to thank you all for attending KATILINGBAN, the first General Assembly of UPV JPIA. We have representatives from NFJPIA, NFJPIA Region 6, IFJPIA, and of course, the students from different batches and houses. The SEM has already started, and some of you might have quizzes and deadlines today. You have a busy week ahead, but thank you for taking time to be here. As we welcome a new academic year, the JPIA officers from NFJPIA up to the local chapter have planned many activities for you. The internal and external events will be presented later. This afternoon, we will also unveil the House Cup theme and welcome the freshies to the four houses. Being an accountancy student involves fighting many battles. Do you agree? It involves fighting many battles, be it in answering exams, juggling different subjects, or simply fighting to stay awake to finish your requirements. Each new day is a challenge, and every night can be a struggle, especially that the retention grade is now enforced. Okay, but remember that if there is no struggle, there is no progress. The BSA program requires discipline and commitment. With all the stress and pressure from ACADS, it's important to have a break. And that includes participating in activities where you can interact with other students, to have a healthy competition, to hype and uplift each other. Your CPA journey will be made easier and more enjoyable by having a support system in the form of friends, classmates, and housemates. JPIA will continue to initiate activities for the welfare of BSA students, including peer reviews. Unfortunately, most of our events this SEM will still be online due to the restrictions and safety concerns brought by the pandemic. Hopefully, by next year, we'll have more face-to-face activities already. Okay, and I would like to mention that this is already the last GA for our fifth years, no, for our super seniors who are expected to graduate by the end of this SEM. Okay, you're almost there, guys. So please sulitin nyo ang last SEM na to for JP activities. Okay, we look forward to a fruitful and successful year with all of you. Thank you once again and best of luck this semester.
And thank you so much, Mom Earl. Indeed, if there is no struggle, there is no progress. So let's get progressive with our program. Last July to August 2022, the UPV-JPIA introduced a set of elected and appointed officers who willingly submitted themselves in the service of the JPIA community. On this meaningful day, the officers shall take oath to fulfill the responsibilities as the guiding force and leaders of the UPV-JPIA.
To preside over the oath, we will once again have Ma'am Earl. UPV-JPIA community, the following are the students who were courageous enough to take the leap this academic year. Let us no longer prolong the agony and allow us to present the 2022 to 2023 UPV-JPIA officers, beginning with our Consul Generals. First, we have our fifth-year Consul General, our Comptroller, Ms. Shira Lacerna. Next, we have our Secretary General, Ms. Naomi D. Arreglado. And with our Consul General for fifth year, we have July Hendy Carrion. For our fourth year Consul General, we have Kelsey Villaver. For our third year Consul General, we have Angeli Mijares. And for our second year Consul General, Ms. Samantha Lagura. And lastly, our first year Consul General and the newest addition to the Elder House, Diorella Halderina Songkuya. Proceeding, we have our directors. For our Director for Non-Academic Affairs, we have Pauline Marie Arispe. And for our Director for Academic Affairs, we have Mechi Ann Musica. Now, I shall hand over the floor to Kyla to present the rest of the UPV-JPIA officers.
To continue, let's welcome the Vice Presidents of the UPV JPIA. To begin with, we have Ms. Keisha May Salamida and Noriel Sandigan, the Vice President for Technicals. We also have Rainiel May Bulatao, the Vice President for Logistics. We have Rizal Franada, lovely Anna Dion, the Vice President for Publications. Charlotte Dexan Managit, our Vice President for Sponsorships. Maria Gianna Isabel Tambong, our Vice President for Research and Documentation. Christine May Santos, our Vice President for Membership. Kyla Ana Marie Sabdal, our Vice President for Liaison. Angela Shane Fodra, our Vice President for Audit. Rhea May Bernadez, our Vice President for Finance. Jaina Zanika Zafra, our Vice President for External Affairs. Stephen Lester Lenciocco, our Vice President for Internal Affairs. And to finally complete the roster, let us present the president, who is none other than Ms. Nina Vanessa Saldo. UPV JPN Community, your officers for the academic year 2022 to 2023. I now give the floor to our advisor, Ma'am Earl.
Thank you for it after me for both. I have been elected, appointed as state your position of the UP Visayas Junior Philippine Institute of Accountants Incorporated. Do solemnly swear to fulfill my duties and obligations to the best of my ability, with integrity, honesty, sincerity, humility, and commitment as an officer. I shall promise to follow the Constitution and bylaws, abide by the rules and regulations of the organization, be of further service to my fellow JPians and to my community, and finally, I shall impose this obligation upon myself voluntarily and without mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
Oh my God.
So, God.
And with that, I think we have to, of course, take a moment and make sure that this will be part of the memories of the UPV JPS. So I ask everyone if you can turn on your cameras and let's take a snip of this moment right after the oath taking of our officers. Ayan. Again, we ask everyone to kindly turn on your cameras. Okay, I think there are pages here, so just keep on smiling and give your best smiles. 1, 2, 3, and smile. Okay, just keep smiling. Okay, that's it. We're done with our photo opportunity. Thank you so much.
So let us now proceed to the next part of the program. As we start the new chapter, it is important that we take a look at the latest narrative that has added up to the journey that has long been continued by the UPV JPIA community. At this juncture, the UPV JPIA president, Ms. Nina Vanessa Saldo, will now present to all of us the accomplishment report from the previous year.
Hello, hello. Good afternoon, JPN. Am I audible ba? Am I audible? All right. It's so good to see most of you here in this afternoon. Kumusta naman kayo, guys? How was your first month of hybrid classes? Kompleto pa naman ba ang tulog yung lahat? Because, well, I hope everything is going to be fine with you all because we are just about to start the academic year full of opportunities and surprises. Anyway, I will be presenting this afternoon the achievements of UPV JPIA Incorporated last academic year 2021-2022. So please bear with me because the organization was very fruitful and successful in organizing events and in participating in different activities locally or nationally. So let's start with the events organized by the UPV JPIA. First up, we have UPV JPIA Spacebar, which is a live audio conversation via Twitter Space. The organization handled 2 episodes here, surviving 114 against all odds, and the second is Gabi ng Katatakutan. Next, we have Pananaw, the Freshie Orientation. This happened last September 18, 2021 via Zoom and YouTube Live. The sorting, next, we have the sorting. The sorting is entitled Ang Pagbubuklod at Pagbubukod for Freshies and Shifties. It took place via Zoom and a Facebook post. And then they had Accountancy Talks 2021, a webinar of the whys of taking up BS in accountancy. This is the first ever external event that happened last year, last September 25, via Zoom and YouTube Live. The keynote speakers of this event were, I believe, Attorney Kay Manuel and Mr. Ed Lima. And then we have Project Agubay. Last year, a total of 8 beneficiaries were accommodated with the assistance of the project, and it was distributed in October of 2021. Next up, we have Ugnayan, the first General Assembly. This took place via Zoom meeting and YouTube Live last October 9, 2021. And then we have the CMA Talks. This is another external event that happened last October 9, 2021, still via Zoom and YouTube Live. And invited guests here are fresh CMA passers of UPV. Next up, we have Starry Story Night, Sinisigaw. This was a film showing event that took place via Zoom as a Halloween party celebration for all the members of the UPV JPIA community. The featured horror film here was Hereditary. And then we have Kalinaw Diwa, the Accountancy Week 2021, or what we usually call ACWE 2021. This ACWE was a week-long acquaintance event for all of its members. And this is an internal event where several activities were conducted, such as emotional wellness talks, academic quizzes, e-sport tournaments, and other non-academic activities like lip sync battles and house models. Then we have the GCR Roadshow UPV Tax Lecture Series. This is a 3-day webinar series conducted by the SGV and Co. in collaboration with UPV JPIA. And now we're down to the second STEM last year. The first event was the Balangay Second General Assembly. The event happened last February 16, 2022 via YouTube Live, introducing the plans for the second semester. And then they had Lion CPA Talk last February 19, 2022 via Zoom. The event invited 6 UPV BFA graduates to inspire the members in pursuit of the CPA title. And then Debits 2022 Harangang Taga. This was the return of the UPV BFA tradition wherein batches compete in various events. The event happened last March 16, 2022 via Zoom and Facebook. The theme here was Harangang Taga, Mga Kwentong Pambata. And then the JJO or Junior JPIA Officers 2022. These faces here flash on the screen were last year's Junior JPIA officers who were honed by last year's leadership as well. And then the Facebook Wall of Fame. This is a monthly Facebook publication to highlight the achievement of graduates of UPV BSA. Then they had Linggo ng Gara 2022. This happened last April 18 to 24, 2022 via Zoom and YouTube Live with the theme Cultivating Strength, Eliminating Fears. This was also a week-long event with various activities such as spoken word, virtual escape room, mobile tournament, and many more. Now we proceed to the partnered events by UPV JPIA. First up, we have Cristalis 2021 Transitioning into Digital Auditing. UPV JPIA partnered with UST JPIA in a webinar about digital transformation and auditing practice. This happened last October 9, 2021 via Zoom. Next up is Tingog Pabatanon, a Panubli Brown Bag session. UPV JPIA partnered with UPV Junior Executive Society in organizing a formal group discussion from different organizations in Iloilo and youth advocates of Ilonggo heritage and artisans. This took place via Zoom last March 19, 2022. And then we have AdCon, or Advertising Conference 2022, with the theme Spill the Tea, Reinventing Experiences by Unraveling Marketing Psychology Hacks. The theme revolves around the psychology behind marketing concepts. So the organization partnered with UPV Marketing Society Incorporated, or specifically the fourth year BSBA students last year. Next, at this moment, I will be presenting you the achievements of the UPV JPIA Incorporated last academic year. To start with, the FinTurn Ultimate Finance Challenge. So UPV partnered with UP Junior Finance Association, and 4 of our members made it to the top 100, and they are Gabe John Armosada, Denzel Ivana Cabardo, Jessica Hadilio, and Mark Kevin Sagang. Further, 2 of them made it even to the top 40, and they are Denzel Ivana and Mark Kevin. Next, for the IFJPIA, or the Iloilo Federation of Junior Philippine Institute of Accountants overall events. UPV garnered the 3rd spot, or the 2nd runner-up for overall event, 1st runner-up in the overall academic event, and 2nd runner-up for the overall non-academic event. So I would not go into details about the individual winners of various events that happened because it would take too much time already. So let's proceed to the IFJPIA Accountancy Week 2021 that happened last November 14. Again, the UPV JPIA was 2nd runner-up for the overall event, the 1st runner-up for overall academic events, and 2nd runner-up for the overall non-academic event. UPV JPIA also participated in the NFJPIA R6 Fresh Encounter last November 6, 2021. So this event was mainly for freshies only. One of the highlights of the event was the Fresh Icon, in which one of our members, Daniel Ursua, got the Fresh Icon title with the Best in Q&A award. Along with it are different events such as TikTok Transformation, R6 Cup, and Pop Culture Cup, in which we participated and won as well. And then we have the 17th Regional Media Convention, or RMYC, where the UPV JPIA garnered multiple awards. And in total, the organization won the 1st runner-up in overall events, champion in academic league, and 1st runner-up in non-academic league. The main highlights of the RMYC were the Ambassadors of Goodwill, or the Mr. and Miss AOG, where our participants, Kim Ivan Balenia and Daniel Ursua, won as 1st runners-up with various minor awards. So syempre, hindi lang tayo pang regional, pang national din ang UPV JPIA. We participate in national events like the 24th National Media Convention last February 2022. And various awards were also received by our members, such as Champion of Clash Versions, 1st runner-up in Cup A General Information, and 4th placer in Cup 2 AFAR. Next is the 2nd Samuel Samisa Cup, which is also a national event where some of our members won 3rd place in the blind item event, and we participated in the Amazing Race and won versus many. So our members actually represented Region 6 to the national. And of course, one of the most important awards the organization received was the year-end awards by the NFJPIA R6. UPV JPIA was entitled the Most Outstanding Local Chapter and Best Local Chapter for Academics. Along with that, Nang Ira Ruth Pereñas was awarded as the Outstanding Local Chapter President, Nong Joan Solano as the Most Outstanding Local Chapter Executive Officer, and Nang Bea Camille Villanueva as Outstanding Local Chapter Executive Officers. This person are the top 3 officers of the organization last year, and they are the heads behind the organization's successes. Also, 3 of the UPV JPIANs were awarded by the NFJPIA R6 as Outstanding JPIANs of 2022. They were Nong Mark Kevin Sagang, Nang Denzel Ivana Cabardo, and Gabe John Armasada. And lastly, during the Papuri last July 20, 2022, UPV JPIA Incorporated was awarded the UPV Chancellor's Award as the UPV Most Outstanding Student Organization for the academic year 2021-2022. This was the pride of the organization for its strong commitment to activities that advance the professional field in accountancy among students, which also gives selfless service to the community. And so that's it. That wraps up all the accomplishments of the organization last academic year. So what a fruitful year indeed. With all that presented, I hope you are all inspired to be better every day. So let us continue to bring honor and excellence to the things that we do because I believe that we can do more and better this year. So to my dear JPNs, let us strive for a better and stronger UPV JPIA, and let us always carry with us the never subprime spirit. So I think that's the end. I wish you all the best and please enjoy the rest of the program. Good afternoon and thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you so much, Nina. May the affirmations from the accomplishment report spark fire into the coming year. As part of the policies and objectives embraced by the organization, transparency remains to be a vital role in upholding honor of not only as future accountants, but also as scholars ng bayan. To walk us through with the financial statement presentation, allow me to call the Vice President for Finance, Ms. Rhea May Bernades.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. Again, I am Rhea Macy Bernades, your current VP for Finance. And for this afternoon, I am going to share with you the financial statements of the previous UPB-GPA term, the Project Agubay, as well as our current financial report for the period ended September 25, 2022. So I will start with the previous term FS. So it states University of the Philippines Junior Philippine Institute of Accountants Incorporated Statement of Comprehensive Income for the period August 1, 2021 to July 31, 2022. We have our income, collections 87,382, Project Agubay donations 33,000, other support 11,800, interest income from bank deposits of 288. Total income 132,470. For the expenses, we have reimbursements of 70,930, remittances 23,095, disbursements 6,446, bad debts 3,990, miscellaneous fees 766, income tax of 58. Total expenses 105,285. Total income less total expenses, we have a net income of 27,185. Next, for the statement of cash receipts and disbursements. For the cash receipts, we have collection of receivable from Marketing Society, 70,510, Project Agubay cash donations, 33,000, UPB-GPA Best Organization Academic Year 2019 to 2020, 10,000, collections for NFGPA membership, 6,895, collections for IFGPA membership, 6,379, collections of AY 2021 to 2022 receivable, 2,025, IFGPA prize, 1,300, collections for membership fee, 1,127, collections of AY 2020 to 2021 receivable, 445, Project Boligan, 300, NBE registration fee reimbursement, 200, interest income of bank deposits of 288. So we have a total cash received of 132,470. For the cash disbursements, we have gadget procurement for the Project Agubay worth 45,000, load on internet allowance for Project Agubay 20,400, NFGPA R6 membership fee 12,395, IFGPA membership fee 10,700, Regional Mid-Year Convention 4,030, IFGPA Fresh Encounter 1,500, accounting talks 1,207, ACWE 2021 tokens for judges 1,200, tokens for sponsor 1,015, lockdown Mentimeter subscription 796, emotions token 708, shipping plus courier fees of 536. We have NMBA registration fee 520 for the year ended 2022. This is for the prices. We have 300. Exit registration fee 250. Mass intentions for October 2021 Sipale 250. Transaction fee 230. Pananaw fresh orientation 200. Income tax 58. So total cash paid we have 101,295. So total cash received less total cash paid, we have net increase in cash worth 31,175. We have the cash beginning balance July 31, 2021 of 322,761 plus our net increase in cash. So we have the cash ending balance July 31, 2022 worth 353,935. For the statement of financial position as of the period ending July 31, 2022. We have the assets, cash, our cash on hand worth 43,473, cash in bank 310,446, total cash 353,935. For the receivables, we have receivables from AY 2020 to 2021, we have 1,520. Receivables from academic year 2021 to 2022, 169,000. Total receivables, 3,216. Total cash plus total receivables, we have total assets of 357,151. For the liabilities and equity, the organization does not have any liability. We have equity worth 357,151. So total liabilities and total equity worth 357,151. So here are the notes to financial statements. So for the note A, we have the breakdown of membership fees collection for the current and previous year. For the collection of receivable from marketing society, 70,510. Collections of NFGPIA membership fees, 6,895. Collections of IFGPIA membership fees, 6,379. Collections of AY 2021 to 2022 receivables, 2,025. Collections of untraced membership fee, 1,127. Collections of AY 2020 to 2021 receivable, 445. So that sums up to 87,382. For the note B, we have the breakdown of other supports. First, we have the UPV Best Organization AY 2019 to 2020, 10,000. IFGPA price, 1,300. Project Buligan, 300. And MBA registration fee reimbursement, 200. Total, 11,800. For the note C, we have the breakdown of remittances. For the NFGPA R6 membership fee, we have 12,395. The IFGPA membership fee of 10,700, which total remittances 23,095. For the breakdown of disbursements, we have accounting tax 1,207. For the ACWE 2021 tokens for judges 1,200. Token for sponsors 1,015. Lockdown Mentimeter subscriptions 796. Emotions token 708. And MBA registration fee 520. For the year ended 2022 expenses, we have 300. Mass intentions for October 2021 Sipale 250, exit registration fee 250, Pananaw fresh orientation 200. So total disbursements 6,446. For the breakdown of the miscellaneous fees, we have the career fees of 536,000, transaction fee of 230, so total miscellaneous fees 766. For the breakdown of reimbursements, we have gadget procurement from the Project Agubay, 45,000. Load and Internet Allowance, 20,400. Regional Media Convention, 4,030. IFGPA Fresh Encounter, 15. Total reimbursement, 70,930. For the note J, cash on hand, gadget assistance in relation to Project Agubay were procured through bank transfers. So UPV JPIA handed down from AY 2019 to 2020, 29,442. UPV Best Organization AY 2019 to 2020, 10,000. Project Agubay, 36,401. Collections of NFGPAYA membership fee, 6,895. Collections of IFGPAYA membership fee, 6,379. UPV-GPAYA handed down from AY 2020 to 2021 worth 5,284. Collections of AY 2021 to 2022 receivable, 2,025. IFGPAYA price, 1,300. Collections of untraced membership fee, 1,127. Collections of AY 2020 to 2021 receivable, 445,000. Project Buligan, 300. NMBA registration fee reimbursement, 200. So subtotal, we have 99,798, less cash disbursement worth 56,295, less cash refund for the excess of 2020 to 2022 collection, 2021 to 2022 collections, 30 pesos. So we have the cash on hand worth 43,473. So addition to note letter J, we have Miss Ira Ruth R. Parinas, VP for Finance of UPV-GPAYA academic year 2020 to 2021, handed down 5,284 to Miss Alisa G. Villabert, current VP for Finance of the UPV-GPAYA academic year 2021 to 2022 on August 25, 2021. Mr. Dave John R. Mosada, VP for External Affairs of UPV-GPAYA 2020 to 2021, handed down 29,441.80 to Ms. Alisa Jean G. Villabert, current VP for Finance of UPV-GPAYA 2021 to 2022 on September 1, 2021. For the letter H, we have the breakdown of IFGPAYA and NFGPAYA membership fee received for the academic year 2020 to 2021. So we have receivables from academic year 2020 to 2021 of from the batch cornets, we have 760, batch La 19, 500, batch Pi, 260. Total receivables from EY 2020 to 2021, we have 1,520. For the note I, we have breakdown of IFGPAYA and NFGPAYA membership fee receivables for EY 2021 to 2022. Receivables from EY 2021 to 2022. From batch La 19, we have 1,534, batch Cornets 1,413, batch Pi 1,095, batch 2021 5,560. Total receivables from EY 2021 to 2022, we have 4,602. Less collected membership fee and trace, we have 1,127. Total receivables from EY 2021 to 2022, we have 3,475. Less excess of membership fee collection due to billing discounts. Batch La 19, they have 814, batch Pi 359, another batch Pi 348, batch 2 and 1 288, total 1,807. Less refund of excess of AY 2021 to 2022 collections worth 30 pesos. So we have the excess of AY 2021 to 2022 collections worth 1,779. So receivables after offset of the excess collections is 1,696. For the letter J, write-off of uncollectible receivable balance from Marketing Society. Letter K, the breakdown of the cash donations are available upon request. In accordance with the Data Privacy Act of 2012, names of the donors shall be revealed only upon their consent since they choose to be anonymous. So that is the signature of Nang Alisa, the previous VP for Finance. Now, let us proceed to the FS of Project Agubay. So Project Agubay Statement of Cash Receipts and Disbursements for the period August 1, 2021 to July 31, 2022. Receipts, receivable collection, 70,510, cash donations, 33,000, interest income from bank deposits, 288. Total cash receipts, 103,798. For the disbursements, we have gadget procurement worth 45,000, load and internet allowance 20,400, shipping plus courier fees 536, transaction fee 130, income tax 58, total expenses 66,124. So Total cash receipts less total expenses, we have the net increase in cash worth 37,674 plus the cash beginning balance during July 31, 2021 worth 288,123. We have cash ending balance of 325,797. So Project Agubay statement of financial position as of July 31, 2022. We have the assets, cash. We have the cash on hand from the term 2021 to 2022. They have 15,335. For 2020 to 2021, they have 6,401. Cash in bank, AY 2021 to 2022, 310,462. For the AY 2020 to 2021, 281,722. Total cash, AY 2021 to 2022, 325,797. To AY 2020 to 2021, 288,123. For the receivable from Marketing Society, there is none on the AY 2021 to 2022, and there is 74,500 during the AY 2020 to 2021. So total receivables, we have 74,500. Total assets, academic year 2021 to 2022, 325,797. Academic year 2020 to 2021, we have 362,623. For the liabilities and equity, liabilities none. Equity, we have 325,797 for the AY 2021 to 2022 and 362,623 for the AY 2020 to 2021. Total liabilities and equity, AY 2021 to 2022, 325,797. And for the AY 2020 to 2021, you have 362,623. So we have the Project Agubay notes to financial statements for the period August 1, 2021 to July 31, 2022. For Note A, the breakdown of cash donations are available upon request. In accordance with the Data Privacy Act of 2012, names of the donor shall be revealed only upon their consent. And that's it. Now, we will now proceed to the current financial statements. So this is the income statement for the period ended September 25, 2022. For the income, we have collections 15,000, other support 2,575. Total income 17,575. Expenses, we have disbursements worth 17,741.90. Total expenses 17,741.90. So total and income less total expenses, we have a net loss of 166.90. For the statement of cash receipts and disbursements, cash receipts, collections for UPV JPIA uniform 15,000, other support 257,000. So total cash received 17,575. For the cash disbursements, we have the UPV JPIA uniform 15,000, Ilagaw Taka, this is the campus tour, so 2,541.90. Freshie orientation 2,000. We have the total cash paid 17,741. So we have the net decrease in cash worth 166.90. Cash beginning balance August 1, 2022, we have 43,474.30. Less the net decrease in cash, we have the cash balance September 25, 2022 worth 43,307.40. We have the statement of financial position as of September 25, 2022. For the assets, we have cash on hand worth 43,307.40, cash in bank 310,462.09. So total cash, we have 353,769.49. Receivables from AY 2020 to 2021, 1,520. Receivables from AY 2021 to 2022, 1,696 rather. total receivables 3,216. So total cash plus total receivables, we have total assets worth 356,985.49. Liabilities and equity. Liabilities, there is none. Equity, we have 356,985.49. So total liabilities and equity, 356,985.49. And lastly, we have the notes to financial statements. For the note A collection, so I have collected 15,000 from 23 JPIA officers and 2 advisors for the UPV JPIA uniform for the academic year 2022 to 2023. For the note B, other support, Ms. Nina Vanessa Saldo, the UPV JPIA president for the academic year 2022 to 2023, handed down 2,575 for other support from the UPV JPIA officers academic year 2021 to 2022. For the note C, the breakdown of disbursements. So we have the payment for UPV JPIA uniform worth 15,000, Ilagaw Taka, 2,541.90, fresh orientation 200. So we have total cash disbursements of 17,741.90. So the note D for the receivables, this is just a carry forward balances from the previous term. So hindi ko na lang siya babasahin since nabasa ko na siya kanina. And I think that's it. This is already audited by our VP for Audit, Ms. Angela Shane Fodra. So if you have any questions, suggestions, or concerns regarding the balances of our organization, you may feel free to raise your concern via chat box.
Thank you for that, Miss Rhea. Well, to allow us to get away a little bit
Kayla,
from all the technicalities.
wait lang. Sorry, Kayla.
It's okay, but you may proceed. I'm so sorry. I apologize for cutting off.
I'm so sorry. But if you don't have any questions regarding the FS, then I am going to proceed with the discussion of the UPV JPIA membership fee for the academic year 2022 to 2023. So for the last 2 years na nasa remote classes tayo, the UPV JPIA membership fee was halted, but for this year na nag-shift na tayo for blended learning or the limited face-to-face, the organization decided to naibalik na ang pag-collect ng membership fee, but in a minimal amount. So here is the breakdown. So currently we are 262 in all. So for our possible expenses for the whole year, we have for the campus tour 2,542. Mass intentions, this is for May and December, so 1,500 each month. Then external events 8,000, Acque 5,000, debits 3,500, talks both internal and external 3,000, mock accounting sets and peer review 1,000, general assembly 2,200, gara 13,000, contingency 1,040. So total expenses, projected expenses 40,290. So 40,290 divided by 262 members, so we have a per head contribution worth 154,000. But for the gara, this is collectible. This is still collectible next year since it is still pending for approval. And then as you have noticed, may SSN tayo na worth 22,000, but hindi pa siya eco-collect since the amount is still subject for reassessment. So we will just inform you if okay na siya. So for the total collectibles, we have this we have this 104 for the UPV JPIA. For the IF, we have 70. For the NF, 110. So your total payables for this academic year or for this first time academic year, we have 284,000. So for the mode of payment, I have placed please take a look sa screen or like just contact your CG kay sila na ang mag-assess sa inyo how to pay man sa akon. And I think that's it. Kyla?
Okay, once again, thank you so much, Miss Rhea, for that. Well, I know everything was so technical, so to allow us to get a little bit away from that, let us all together try to break the ice and melt along an activity that will be moderated by our Vice President for Internal Affairs, Mr. Steven Lenchoco. Nong?
Thank you, Kyla. So, shall we go now with our first icebreaker for this first General Assembly? So, the title of the game would be Animal Head. So, the mechanics ng a picture of an animal with its head covered will be shown on the screen. Players should guess the animals shown based on their covered head. Then the animal class will be given as a clue, and also the fourth one would be only the answers sent on the Zoom chat box after the officer in charge has already sent the word go shall be accepted. Contestants will only be given 10 seconds to answer. So shall we start na with our game proper? So the first one, the clue is a mammal. Go.
What's fun about commitment when we have all life to live?
5,
Yeah,
4,
just young
3, 2, 1. So I think we have a winner na. Okay. So Vince de la Peña is the winner for the round 1 of our first games. So shall we proceed na? So shall we turn it up? Shall we turn up the notch a bit? So the second round, the clue is a mammal, and it starts with letter C. Go.
I'm so high at the moment. I'm so
3,
high.
2, 1. So the answer is cat.
We still to get while we're young, dumb.
Winner is Twinkle, Faye, and Shaw. Let's proceed with the third. The clue is an amphibian, and it starts with letter F. Go. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think we have a winner na siguro. Winner is Claire Marie Habla. For the winners pala for the winners you can just PM the page of the UPV JPIA to claim your prize. The prize will be a merch and a highlighter pen. Shall we proceed with the next? The next round. The clue is a reptile. And it starts with letter S. Steven, houses. Go. Grabe naman yung music. Huwag naman sa happy dapat tayo. 3, 2, 1. The winner is Gerard Yukon from the House of Houses. Freshie pala siya. Shall proceed with the next round. So the clue is a reptile. And it starts with letter C. Go.
have got me. So I cut you off. I don't need your love. Cause I already cried enough. I've been done. I've been moving on. Since we said goodbye, I cut you off. I don't need your love. So you can try all you want. Your
The winner
time
again
about
is Claire Marie Habla. Twice na siya, so you cannot participate na, Claire, for the next rounds, succeeding rounds. Shall we proceed to the next? So the next, Samamat. Samamat. Starts with letter W. Uyumu. Go.
you blamed it all on the alcohol. So I made
3,
my decision.
2, 1. So the winner is Joyce Chilo Maydetera. Oh, grabe yung mga freshies. Sa class, magpapatalo ba kayo?
Moving on, since we said goodbye.
We still have 4. So the next, we shall proceed siguro with the next.
Your
So
time
the clue is Mamal and it starts with letter H. Go.
so save it. We're gonna shut up. 'Cause if you think I care about you now, well, boy, I don't give a fuck.
Oh,
Trying to get to me.
we have a winner na. We have a winner. Winner is Team Claude Eliema.
Get up off your knees. 'Cause boy, I
Grabe.
don't give
Need naman siguro yung trigger warning. So next, shall we proceed with the third to the last? Oh, it's an AC lang. The clue is Mamal. Mamal. Shall I give pa ba the starting letter? The starting letter is letter L. Go.
but I ain't coming back. Cut you off. I don't need your love. So you can
Wait, grabe
try
kayo. Sino
all you
yun?
want.
Sino yung nag-cut na lang siya ako? Grabe kayo sa akin. Our Science Gov, grabe. Hindi talaga magpapatalo yung up-class. Our Science Gov won this round. Rika Jalaine Baez. Shall we proceed with second to the last round? The clue is a bird. Starts with letter D. Go. Steve. Starts with letter D. Three, two, one. The winner is Twinkle and Shaw. You already won twice, so you're gonna participate for this last round. So for the last round, the clue is Mama, and it starts with letter D. Go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The winner is Renada. That's it. That's it for our first icebreaker. Hope you enjoy. Hope you enjoy and have some laugh. Since we'll go now, I will give you back to Kyla. Thank you.
Thank you so much, no, Stephen, for that icebreaker. I'm sure we all had a good laugh and we're energized to continue on with the program. So proceeding, our roles as JPians are not just enclosed within the UPV community. We are trained to be frontlines in collaborating with other JPians through various activities from external organizations. To present us the general plan of action of our partner organizations, we have invited guests to walk us through their plans for the year. To begin, allow us to call the National Vice President for Communications Visayas of the National Federation of Junior Philippine Institute of Accountants, Ms. Renata Marie M. Saavedra. Let us all give her a warm virtual round of applause.
Alright, good afternoon, fellow JPN and scholar ng bayan. Before I start, vibe check po muna tayo. Para sa mga masisipag, type in one dot on our chat box kung wala kang backlogs na kailangan habulin for today. Ayan, I'm expecting to see your chats. One dot po. Pag wala kang backlogs, ayan. Very good naman po si Mami Karen. Nakita ko siyang nag-one dot. And si Shadni. Okay, next naman, syempre hindi magpapahuli ang mga may backlogs. Type HU, kung marami ka pang backlogs na kailangan habulin this week. Ayan. Mas marami siguro yung kailangan maghabol ng backlog sa atin, no? Okay. So, finally, kindly type aban sayon if you are ready to listen to the introduction of NFGPIA Talk. Alright. Again, kindly type po aban sayon if you're all good na po to listen. Thank you for confirming. Next slide po, please. Sa ating tech. Thank you. Hello once again, everyone. I am Renata Miriam Saavedra, the National Vice President for Communications Visayas of the NFJPIA Abansayon Federation. I am currently in my third year standing as a BS in Accountancy student here in UP Visayas. Flashed in the screen are my contact details, so if may mga concerns kayo, you can directly reach me using these platforms. But of course, open rin po ako for chat minutes. Ayan, charot-charot lang. Next slide. Thank you. So I think many of you are already familiar with the National Federation, but just a quick background. NFJPIA is the largest student organization in our country composed of accountancy and accounting major students that aims to give exceptional service to every JPians in the community. We don't just aim to serve the JPIA community, but also the people. Next po. In our 39 years of service, we have empowered more than 74,977 members from 371 local chapters governed by our 13 regional councils across the nation. Moreover, we continue to aspire to be an integral part of nation building through reinventing the Filipino youth by providing avenue for academic excellence and social growth for the accountancy students with the aim of being a human resource development center for future leaders and the professionals appreciating and refining raw talent and potential, thus supplying quality workforce worthy of global recognition. This year, our federation branding is Aban Sayon, which means moving towards one objective. The name came from Abante, which is a Tagalog word that means to move forward, Saro, a Bicol word, which means one, and Lion, which means objective. Next slide. All right, the NFGPIA composition or the National Executive Officers. Next po. All right, we have our National Vice President for National Council President, that's Vic Kimbo. Our National Vice President for Academics, Christine Joy Balobalo. Our National Vice President for Non-Academics, Nico Aljon De Jesus. National Vice President for Finance, Brian Gloria. Our National Vice President for Membership, Isa Calyanga. Our National Vice President for Communications North Luzon, Judith Cabrera. Another counterpart for our communications in South Luzon, we have Eliseo Villarosa and yours truly for the Visayas. National Vice President for Communications Mindanao, Micaela Amador. National Vice President for Multimedia, we have Christina Marie Magat. National Vice President for Audit, Charlotte Forte. Our Secretary General is Ms. Kate Egamao. And our National Council Advisor, Dad Conrad Alan M. Alvis. All right, so next slide po. Thank you. So nakilala na natin ang mga servant leaders that will help the JPN community serve its purpose. But why does our organization exist? Our federation is committed to training advocates of development and innovations through knowledge by promoting fellowship among member schools. Next. Our mission is to shape future professionals ready to take on the challenges in the dynamic corporate world and worthy of national recognition. Our vision is to produce high caliber leaders for public service and quality future professionals for the business environment. We also have our NFGPA goals. Our first goal is leadership and member empowerment. NFGPA aims to strengthen the core of the organization and forging partnerships that transcend professional norms. We also have academic excellence. NFGPA aims to adopt best practices towards the advancement of educational well-roundedness through seminars, symposia, workshops, conferences, congress, and conventions, interscholastic functions, and other academic services to the members. We also have social responsibility. We aim to formulate projects that can contribute to nation building and social progress through community extension programs, socio-economic, and cultural initiatives. We also hope to promote the SGDs by our United Nations. And skills and talent enrichment, we have NFGPA aims to create and promote an avenue to harness the holistic potentials of the GPNs. Professional linkages, NFGPA aims to value and nurture the partnership with the companies, businesses, and or other organizations who play an integral role in the conduct of the events and to give the members a grasp and the practical environment activities in the accountancy profession. Lastly, we have our core values. It is to uphold and promote the core values of integrity, fairness, student-centered, and accountability among the NFGPA and its members. Now let's proceed to the planned activities and events of this year's federation. First up, we have this coming October 20 to 23, 2022, the third Samuel Misa Cup Academic League and Non-Academic League. This event aims to uphold the academic competencies among the organization to help the members deepen their preparation with the CPE board examination subjects and other licensure examinations they wish to take in the future. This is also in honor of the founder of the JPIA, Sir Samuel Misa. Next slide po. All right, we also have the non-academic event for the Samuel Misa Cup. This aims to build camaraderie and establish a unified NFGPA community to showcase the talents and to increase the interest of GPNs in non-academic competition to promote leadership, stability, and meaningful social development through diverse programs and activities. Next up, we have the Knockdown or the National Accounting Quiz Showdown. This is an academic event that promotes academic excellence by adopting the current situation to develop innovative ways to foster educational advancement in the field of accountancy. The Knockdown is an annual academic event in collaboration with the TICPA, or our mother organization. This will be on the last week of October. And our newest addition to our events is the NFGPA Foundation, which is a social civic event. The NFGPA Foundation comprises of the different social civic programs and events of the Federation, such as the donation drives, scholarship, and all outreach programs. For example, it's the Project Padayon, the Fed Scholar, and also the Ikalawang Bahaghari will be under the NFGPA Foundation. The launching of this project will be this coming October. Next up, we have the first Tramels of Champions, which starts in November 19 to 20, but it will have a culmination in the centennial celebration of the Accountancy Professional March. All right, this is an academic event that aims to uphold the academic excellence among the members. All right. So the target participants of this one will be first to second year accountancy students. We also have Crochet Drive under the Tramels of Champions. Next slide po. This event is focused on strengthening the bond within the younger members of JPIA. Again, it will cater ABM senior high school students and freshmen to sophomore college students taking up accounting-related courses. So the webinars included in this event will discuss the importance of the accounting profession and NFGPA as an organization. Next slide. We also have the auditing convention by the end of November. This is an event spearheaded by the Audit Department, which is designed to promote audit literacy to the JPN community. All right, next, we have the second Gen Young Business Leaders Summit, which the target date is on January 2023. So the next Gen Young Business Leaders Summit aims to educate our country's future business and industry leaders about the contributions of multinational corporations in the country's development. Next, we have the 25th National Mid-Year Convention, which will be a face-to-face event, hopefully on February 2023. It is an annual event to sustain the academic proficiency of JPNs through innovative and creative competitions to be participated by the outstanding accounting students from the different regional councils and local chapters. We also have the non-academic events of NMYC. Next slide. Through these non-academic events, we will have an opportunity to develop the value of sportsmanship, to cultivate a wholesome competitive spirit, and to acquire the ability to work together closely with other GPNs from different regions. All right, I'll run through to the other events. We also have our Philippine Accountancy Congress by this March, an academic event. Next, the National Mock Board Examination this coming April 2023. And the 40th Annual National Convention with the Ambassadors of Goodwill by May 2023. And lastly, we have the Ikalawang Bahaghari by June in celebration of the Pride Month. All right. I will lead you to a quote. Next slide. All right, the mind is everything. What you think is what you become. That's it. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to the end of JPIA Talk, and I hope to see you in our future events.
Thank you so much for that, Miss Reneda. Well, to show our gratitude for taking the time to share your insights, the UPV JPIA would like to give a certificate of appreciation. Allow me to read that citation. The certificate of appreciation is presented to Ms. Reneda Saavedra for allotting their valuable time to share helpful information with the organization's members during KATILINGBAN First General Assembly of the UPV JPIA Incorporated, held on September 28, 2022. Given this 28th day of September 2022, signed by Ms. Earl Cristil D. Ilusorio, the advisor of the UPV JPIA, Ms. Nina Vanessa Saldo, the president of the UPV JPIA, and Mr. Stephen Lester B. Lencioco, the VP for Internal Affairs of the UPV JPIA. So thank you so much once again. But at this point in time, I will ask everyone to please turn on your cameras for a photo opportunity with our guest resource person. Okay, so let's wait for the others to turn their cameras on. And don't forget to give your big smiles. I'm not really sure how many slides there are, but just keep on smiling. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and... Okay, isa pa. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you once again po, Ms. Saavedra. Well, to follow through the presentation, we also have the president of the National Federation of Junior Philippine Institute of Accountants for Region 6. So allow me to welcome Ms. Kija Castrense. A round of applause, please.
Thank you for that. Share my screen. So yun, am I audible and can you see my screen?
Yes, you are audible po.
Okay. So 2 years of virtual events have passed. Now, with full of hope, may God allow us to gather and unify with a sense of camaraderie and competence, face to face or in form this time around. A pleasant afternoon to everyone. I am already on my 4th year of service for the JPNs, and indeed, it is an honor to be here and present to you the general plan of activities of NFJPA Region 6. But first, who are we? Just like UPV JPIA, Region 6 is a very active youth organization for accountancy students, with the difference that we are also a youth organization for those with related courses such as B as in Management Accounting and B as in Accounting Information System all over Western Visayas, with the aim to promote camaraderie and enlightenment among its members. At this point, with pride, I present to you the Resalte Federation. With all over 4,000 members, over 26 local chapters, 6 provinces, 2 islands, and 1 NFJPA Region 6. This federation, we have these fantasies in our minds of giving you more opportunities with the hopes of striving camaraderie and inclusivity between us, and we are eager to put these fantasies into reality. From manifesting dreams, now we are here bringing the legacies to greater heights. Well, of course, shooting the stars and diving through the multiverse of opportunities would be impossible if not with these very hardworking regional executive officers. Know more about us and what we can offer to you by following us on our Facebook page and Instagram account. Fulfilling our mission, let me present to you the 5 conventions we have this federation. First, we have the second Fresh Encounter. We want our very own freshies to start young, still with the objective of promoting academic and non-academic excellence, as well as cultural and corporate awareness. As a way of letting you maximize your membership benefits, one of our initiatives is to let you have micro-credentials through our second webinar summit, a 2-week-long series of webinars for all registered members to attend or participate. Next, of course, our 18th Regional Media Convention. This is a 2-week-long event wherein local chapters all over the Region 6 will participate in various academic, non-academic, and cultural activities, hopefully now in a face-to-face setup. Next, we have the second annual regional convention. In this particular convention, local chapters will be clustered, allowing them to collaborate and join a plethora of events. And lastly, the year-end awards. For full disclosure, implementing rules and regulations is already in the process of being finalized. In the year-end awards, local chapter had shown exemplary performance in both regional and national activities will be given an award. In depth, the region will be constellated with the following activities we have this federation. For academic events, we have virtual and on-site quiz balls and case study competitions to let stellar accounting students all over Region 6 have an avenue to showcase their skills and intelligence in answering CIPALA subjects-related questions. Next, we have the Business Bootcamp, an initiative to give aspiring accountants a glimpse of this specific aspect in field of accountancy and in the corporate world. Next, the Virtual Escape Room Accounting Edition. This is a time-pressured team activity where participants will be put through a quandary of fictitious scenarios. For non-academic activities, we have debate and extemporaneous speaking contest, another time-pressured individual and team impromptu speaking competition where participants are put through, again, a quandary of cases. We also have academic and academic webinars, most of which will be on our second webinar summit. And next, we also have our Fresh Icon 2022. This is a mini version of the Mr. and Miss AOG developed only for freshies. And of course, the Mr. and Miss Ambassadors of Goodwill. In this event, participants will be given the opportunity to represent their local chapter and promote their advocacies. Also, we have the next NFJPR R6 Next Stop model. This activity aims to serve as an avenue for R6 JPNs to showcase their creativity and modeling skills. Next, we have esports competition. This is a series of online game battles that are to be participated by teams per participating local chapter. Next, we have a series of creative contests, fostering the value of sportsmanship, cultivate a wholesome competitive spirit, and acquire the ability to work together closely with other JPNs from different regions. And for social civic projects, we have the JPN's Corner. This is a place where JPNs can be productive together with JPNs all over the region. Of course, prizes and raffle draws awaits for the diligent ones. We also have the Project Nagoskwela Drive that strives to support students' academic endeavors by highlighting local businesses. And lastly, the Rising to the Zenith. This is the NFJPR R6 very first publication. This is a compilation of region-wide and local chapter events that are happening within the Federation year, showcasing the outputs of JPNs in writing and share their creativity throughout the region. And I think that's it. Should you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to send your concerns to us through the Alder House, and we are happy to answer all of it. Once again, this is Kit, Regional Council President of NFJPR Region 6. We direct this federation to transcend more opportunities and immerse in challenges that will test your capabilities and push your limits, bolder, brighter, and braver. Brace yourselves, JPNs, shoot for the stars, and witness our visions become a reality.
Thank you so much, Ms. Kisha. Before we move on to our next speaker with the same citation, the certificate of appreciation is given to Ms. Kisha Castrense. To cite, this certificate of appreciation is presented to Kisha Castrense for allotting their valuable time to share helpful information with the organization's members during KATILINGBAN First General Assembly of the UPV JPIA Incorporated, held on September 28, 2022 via Zoom meeting. With this, I would like to request everyone to turn on their cameras to snap this memory with our guest resource speaker. So again, everyone, please turn on your cameras for a quick photo op. Okay, so I don't know how many slides these are, but let's just keep smiling. 1, 2, 3. Let's just keep going. Okay, I believe we are good now. So to continue the flow, let us immediately call on the Vice President for Documentation of the Iloilo Federation of Junior Philippine Institute of Accountants, Ms. Twinkle Faye Enshaw.
Hello, everyone. Tech in PPT. And thank you. So, good day, everyone. I am Twinkle Faye Anshaw, and I am here to introduce to you IFJPIA. IFJPIA Incorporated stands for Iloilo Federation of Junior Philippine Institute of Accountants Incorporated. Next slide. So IFJPIA is an organization that consists of 9 local chapters in Iloilo and Guimaras. We organize academic, non-academic, and sports events that are intended to promote camaraderie and hone the talents of JPNs. Next slide. So here are the set of officers for the academic year 2022-2023, and yours truly is the VP for documentation. Next slide. So we will hold 2 events this year, the first being the Accountancy Week, which will be held in November, and the second being IJPIA Week, which will be held next year. For the upcoming Accountancy Week, we have 3 events: the academic, non-academic, and sports event. Next slide. So for the academic event, we have the Accounting Showdown, the Accounting Truths and a Lie, and Quiz Pickable Me. For the non-academic event, we have the T-shirt design, Copycat, The Next Move, and MTV Parody. For the sports event, we have the Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Next slide. If you're interested to join these events, you must be a member of the organization. Membership is only 70 pesos, but this could change if we push through with our plans for face-to-face events. If you want to know more about the organization, you can browse through our FB page. Just search Iloilo Federation of Junior Philippine Institute of Accountants on Facebook. Click the page and like, and feel free to scroll down to see the past events of the organization. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Enshaw, for your valuable time. As such, we would like to give you a certificate of appreciation with the same citation. And of course, just like the other resource persons, we would like to also take this time for a photo opportunity. Okay, so I ask everyone to please once again turn on your cameras and give your biggest and sweetest smile. Okay, just keep smiling. Okay, is it. Now, to complete the list of our invited guests, allow us to call our science governor, none other than Miss Rika Jelaine Baez.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Once again, I am your Manang Rica Jalenba as the Science Governor for this academic year. So I think, well, I hope nga wala pa kamo nabagot, no, of the kadamo-damo nga speakers. So I'll present the general plan of activities for science for this academic year. And okay, next slide, please. Okay, so I think I've already shared this with the freshies. So we have, first of all, the tutorial sessions, especially for our BA 99 and BA 114 babies. This will be conducted together with your up class, of course, since we also wanted to channel the love and support we received from from our previous upclassman. So just don't hesitate to contact me or your vice govs with regards to the schedules of these sessions. Next, please. Of course, syempre we have Sports Fest. Hindi lang ta all about ACADS, no? As science, I believe and I claim that we are the strongest academic org in the city. So therefore, we are aiming na ma-champion ta naman these academic year ang Sports Fest. So this was us, some freshies pa. Some freshies pa kami, yes. Nauna mo sila comments. And I think on Sports Fest, it's already subject for approval. We have the go signal from our dean. We just have to finalize the schedule. And I am encouraging especially those freshies who can participate, the batch 21 and batch cornets, since this activity is initially for you. Don't worry, guys, if there are conflicts with your schedules, schedule of games and the classes, hindi namon kamo pag-ipilit or we will not force you to play the games. Rather, we will put the excited and the enthusiastic na up class to play against magnates and tycoons. So this is also a point of clarification that for the Sports Fest, we will only be playing against magnates and tycoons. And I believe nag-stretching na sila. So I hope you also have the time to schedule our practices. Okay, next slide, please. Also, we have the Science Week. As of now, we still don't have our tentative dates since we are adjusting with the plans of the CNSC and JPIA. So to follow na lang ang details of the Science Week. Also, next slide, please. Yes, if this was a full face-to-face, then we will have the pahampang season sana for the first semester, but I'll be just introducing this one para aware ka mo. So in last pahampang season, I think I've mentioned this a lot of times. We have some. I think ang pinaka-highlight was the volleyball women champion. We have we were also 5th place sa women's basketball, 4th sa football, and 3rd overall sa swimming. So I hope that this time mapalabas ta na gid ang aton nga mga talents. Ang aton mga skills rather in terms of sports. So this is by the way, this is spearheaded by the USC or the University Student Council, and we will be playing against all other academic orgs sa UPV. So that includes CAS and SOTEC, I believe. Okay, next slide, please. And also, originally, nakaschedule po ang Litmus sa second sem. So the Litmus we have CMD or the Creative Modern Dance, vocal duet, poetry in motion, and a cappella. So for this, I believe we were second sa CMD, second runner-up sa vocal duet, and yun lang. Next slide, please. And I think that's the end of the, I believe my last slide pa. And I think that's the end of the general plan of activities. Also reminding everyone, if you have the time, I mean, you still need to give time to join the UPV Science Facebook group, since all announcements from the CMSC, and other external activities will be posted there. Also, we have, you can follow us for more updates at UPV Science at Twitter, UPV_Science. And we also have our Gmail, the UPVScience88@gmail.com. That would be all. And I hope to see you all participate and represent science for this academic year. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us, Miss Rika. To give our thanks, we would also like to give a certificate of appreciation with the same citation as the previous speakers. So thank you so much for sharing your time with us. And once again, I would like to request everyone to turn on their cameras for a quick photo opportunity with our last speaker. So everyone, please turn on your cameras. Okay, just keep smiling. Okay, thank you so much. I believe we are good now. So, it is our hope that through the presentations of our resource persons, the members of the UPP JPIA will be enthusiastic enough to showcase their talents and skills in academic and non-academic events.
Wow, we sure are packed with programs and activities this year. We hope that through the activities presented, we'll all be able to share as one with the other JPNs our goals as one community. Well, before we proceed again, we know how draining it is to sit right in front of your gadgets. So let's virtually hype ourselves up once again with an activity to be moderated by our Vice President for Sponsorships and Director for Academics, Ms. Charlotte Exan Managit and Ms. Mechi Andusika.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. So to give you a little time to stretch, let's have a break and have a game. So our second game is Guess the Movie Line. So together with me is Mechi. So Mechi would be moderating our game for today. So she will be monitoring the answers in the Zoom chat box. So I know we spent a lot of time during the pandemic, also before the start of our classes, chilling in the Netflix, Bio, and other streaming sites, watching movie series. So I hope you remember some of those lines because this will give you an advantage to answer correctly our game for today. So next slide, please. So the mechanics of the game, so allow me to read this one. You have to guess the movie title where these iconic or famous lines were said. So answers with lacking articles, prepositions, or wrong spelling will not be accepted. Sorry, strict tayo dito, guys. Please wait for the go signal. Ito po yung pinaka-importante. Wait for the go signal from the game master before typing in your answers in the Zoom chat box. So there are 8 questions. Let me correct that. There are 8 questions, and the first person to submit the correct answer wins a point. And lastly, the winners or the points will be accumulated. The person with the highest score wins the game. So to just give you a hype, the prize would be tote bag. Yes, tote bag. But in case of a tie, so ibang merch na siya. So make sure na hindi lang 1 point yung kukunin mo for this game. Make it 2, 3, be the highest pointer so that you'll get this tote bag. So let's have a trial round first. Syempre. Okay, let's go. Trial round. Ooh, to infinity and beyond. 1, 2, 3, go! Yun, hindi pa nga ako nag-go, may nag-type na. Oh, yun. Please take note for the next game. Okay, Mechi, do we have a winner already? Okay, winner for this trial round, Vince de la Peña. So yun, I hope belo na kayo. So let's start with the game proper. Game, question number 1, please. Or movie number 1.
Have I not enough? May kulang ba sa akin? May mali ba sa akin? Pangit pa ako? Pangit ba ang katawan ko? Kapalit-palit pa ako?
So yun, 1, 2, 3, go! wala pa akong pinagdadaanan. Do we have a winner already, Metchi? Sino ba yung naka-answer correctly and completely? Okay, I'm waiting for it. So winner for this round is Jeka Villarreal. Okay, 1 point. The correct answer is my X and Y's. Yung iba nagkulang ng my eh. Okay, next. Movie number 2. Let's go.
Pero bakit parang galit ka? Pero bakit kasalanan ko? Parang kasalanan ko.
1, 2, 3, go! Okay, sino ba yung nakakuha ng correct answer? Yun, parang yung sister act yung best answer dito. Best lang, hindi correct. Sino po ba? Winner daw, according to Mechi, is Bea Duya. Okay, congratulations. The correct answer is Four Sisters and a Wedding. And again, center screens. Wait, may corrections, may correction daw. Okay, let's wait for the official results. Wow. Sorry. So correction for this round, we have Regine Sapilio, the winner. So Four Sisters and a Wedding. Let's proceed with movie number 3.
I don't need friends. I have my own company. I need to go to your ridiculous school.
1, 2, 3, go. Okay, who got the correct answer for this round? Winner is Keisha. The correct answer is Enola Holmes. Yes, so let's go. Number 4, movie number 4.
And what makes that story different from all your other stories before?
1, 2, 3, go. Grabe, mga keyboard warriors. OMG. Sino yung nakakuha ng correct answer for this round? Let's wait. Okay, so we have winner, Rodelyn Cheska. The correct answer is The House of Oz. Sige, we have movie number 5. Yes, movie number 5.
I deserved an explanation. I deserved an acceptable reason.
1, 2, 3, go. The correct answer is Starting Over Again. Yung question, sino yung nakakuha? Sino yung nakapag-type una? Okay, so for this round, we have Michelle Diamante. Can we have a quick wrap-up muna ng scores? May 1 point each lang, di ba? Wala pang naka 2 points. Oh, so sa mga nakakuha na ng point, you still have 6, 7, 8, 3 movies left para tumaas yung score ninyo at ma-sure ball nyo yung total. So let's proceed with movie number 6.
You were the bane of my existence.
Yun. 1, 2, 3, go!
The object of all my desires. Night and day.
Bong. Specify talaga yung season sa answer, no? Sige, sino ba yung winner natin? winner is Rika Baez for this. Tap na po yung version code. Wala, okay lang po pag walang season. Okay, movie number 7, the second to the last.
Pakain ng aming mga pamilya!
Negosyo o kalayaan, bayan o sarili, pumili ka!
1, 2, 3, go! The correct answer for this one is General Luna, and the one who got the correct answer is Mia Bugna. Ooh, last movie. Wrap up muna sa score. 1 point pa lang lahat, 'di ba? Okay. So, para ma-hype yung iba, let's give this round 2 points. Okay ba? Let's give this round 2 points. So, para sure na yung tote bags. Kung hindi pwede na lang may tote bag. Oh my God. Sige, movie number 8. Good luck, guys. 1, 2, 3. Let's play that one.
Silence! Speak in English! The letters are dancing.
1, 2, 3, go! Sino kaya makakuha ng correct answer at makakuha rin ng tote bag? The correct answer for this one is every child is special, and we will also accept answer na taari examen par. Wow, bongga pag may naka-answer nito, ha? Sino ba yung winner? Winner for this round is Shasni Perhil. And si Shasni din, di ba, yung makakuha na ng tote bag kasi siya yung nakakuha ng 2 points. So thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that one. Thank you for your participation.
Thank you so much, Nang Charlotte. We hope that the icebreaker woke everyone up just like the last one. It looks like we have plenty of movie geeks here in UPV JPIA. So let us not dwell any longer as the final presentation of the General Plan of Action of the UPV JPIA on its internal and external events will be presented by the Vice President for Internal Affairs, Mr. Steven Lester Lenchoco, and the Vice President for External Affairs, Ms. Jaina Zanika Zafra.
So let's look back first with the events that have already happened. So as we can see, the Project Agubay Campus Tour, first year CJ elections, Freshie Orye, and happening now is the GA are all under the internal events that happened or is happening for the month of September. And for the October, the month of October may only have one JPIA event, but it is a fruitful one. It should be. The Accountancy Week will be on October 24 to 29. It will have several events that will surely test the competitiveness of the houses and also the friendship among the house prefects.
Okay, so we'll go back. Okay, so another event for October is the Excel tutorial. So there is no definite date yet, but as accountancy students and we are in a blended learning, Excel is very essential to all of us. So we were thinking na sorry. We were thinking na mag-tutorials tayo ng mga shortcuts and other ways na mag-easier tayo mag-navigate ng Excel kasi I know that most if not all of us use Excel first when answering assignments before writing them sa notebook. So I think this will be very beneficial to us. So antay lang kayo ng announcement about this. Okay, so we have one non-accounting talks per semester. So for this semester, this is the SOGI talk, which is scheduled on November 9. And then we also have the CPA talk or the career talk, which the date is still subject to
kung kailan yung Sipale results, since this will be a talk na i-invite natin yung mga Sipale passers to give their tips as well as to recognize them man. And then we also have the internship and resume building, considering na yung 5th years natin is magagraduate na by the end of the semester. And then for the December, since moratorium week siya, and magpo-focus tayo sa finals week for that December. Okay, so for January.
Yes, and after the finals week, since this will be the last semester that our beloved super seniors will be with us in the campus and be one of our guiding lights. As we venture in this CPA journey, it would be fitting lang to have a tribute night for them, and this will be held on the 14th of January 2023 after the finals week.
And we will also have an SHS roadshow. So this will be like a talk and a quiz bee at the same time na i-invite natin yung different senior high schools na baka interested sila mag-apply for UPCAT, and to encourage them to take up PS accountancy, especially here in UPV.
And what is a JPIA year without a little inter-batch competition to spice it up? Debates will be held starting on the 27th of February until the 3rd of March.
And then we will also be having a law talk. So since I know most of you took VS accountancy because we're planning to take up law as well. So this will be like like a talk na mag-i-invite tayo ng mga CPA lawyers to give you tips as well and to talk about what it is like in law school if like your pre-law is if your pre-law is BSA, and of course what it's like in the real world na. And then as mentioned earlier, the other non-accounting talk that we will be having next semester is the language talk. So I hope you look forward to that.
So April with the most exciting part, as Gara 2023 is projected to be held under this month from the 10th to 15th of April. Again, this event will be a test of rigor for the houses and how sturdy are the friendship among the prefects.
And then we will also be having an internship and resume building. So this is, since graduate na yung 5th years natin dito, the focus of this one naman is the 4th years naman. So, but I think it's okay na everyone is welcome na for this event. So that is all for our general plan of activities. So I just want to emphasize that this is still subject to changes. So pwedeng may madagdagan, pwedeng may hindi matuloy, depending on the circumstances naman. And so far, lahat ng talks natin is via online lang. But if the situation permits or the guidelines permit, we will try get our best to have it face-to-face na. Thank you. Thank you so much to our vice presidents, both for internal and external affairs, Nong Steven and Nancy. Well, it seems like the UPV JPIA is headed for another eventful academic year yet again. With this, we hope we can secure active participation from its constituents as we continue to live up to our motto, the UPV JPIans never survive. Aside from balancing the accounting degree very well, we UPV JPIans are also set for the global stage. To prove that, let us get to know our brave challengers from the chapters. The CFA Institute Research Challenge, or IRC, is an annual global equity research competition between university-sponsored teams that analyze a selected publicly traded company, prepare a written report on that company, and present their findings to a panel of judges. Students gain real-world experience as they assume the role of research analysts. The challengers are Mr. Vince de la Peña, Kathleen Ann Ganansial, Jessime Javillo, Hazel Faye Talaman, Lance Nicodemus T. Chonko, together with their advisor, Ms. Earl Cristil Ilusorio.
On the other hand, the Financial Executives or FINEX team is a 5-member team composed of the top students of the graduating batch. They will represent UPV in finance competitions, the highlight being the Intercollegiate Finance Competition or the ICFC, the longest running finance competition in the Philippines that aims to support the development of financial literacy among college students, which will be held this coming October. The FINEX team is composed of Kathleen May Abancio, Kate Wendy Basoy, Mary Rose Lachica, Mark Kevin Sagang, and Hannah Luis Tupacio, together with their advisor, Mr. Lawrence Delphine. So now I am asking everyone to please direct your attention to the screen for a video presentation prepared by them.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are glad to share with you some tips on how we were able to survive the last 4 years of our college life and hopefully also the final one. So just a disclaimer, we are not quite sure if we are the right people to speak this afternoon. Kidding aside. So let's start with what we think is the most important one. In surviving the BSA program, having a study habit is necessary. So you should explore and build your study habit. So what you should do first is to set goals. So you should set study goals for each study session that you have. So this can be time-based or content-based. For example, if you want to study for 2 hours or review 3 chapters of your textbook or both, it's up to you. But do not be too hard on yourself if you didn't get through as much as you had planned, because sometimes studying can take longer as expected, or than expected rather. But always remember that small progress is still progress. So keep pushing. Next, study in advance, do not cram. So for some, cramming might be an effective way to study, but trust me, it is not really that applicable in accountancy unless you are an accounting prodigy. So you can study 2 weeks in advance, or you can just simply study 1 chapter ahead, as long as you do not cram your long quiz or your 5-chapter exam the next morning. And research has also proved that studying or in advance or spacing out study sessions for a longer period of time improves your long-term memory. And next is take down notes. So notes will always come in handy when you prepare for your quizzes and exams. Taking down notes, especially important details of the discussion or topics that you find confusing, will help you better understand the concept. It will also help you retain the information longer. And we all have our own study habits. It is not a one-size-fits-all. So you should know when and how you study the most effective. So are you a morning person or a night owl? Do you study better alone or in group? Do you like listening to music when studying? Do you study better sitting on the floor or simply lying in bed? Do you take a break after studying for an hour or every 2 to 3 minutes? So you can try a mix of these things if that will work best for you. But the bottom line is you are the one who can assess yourself best. So you do you. And knowing when you study the most effectively will save you time, resources, and energy. And when everything feels like a priority, it can be overwhelming and taxing to know what to do first. So the best way is for you to understand your tasks logically and figure out which tasks require immediate attention. So it is also important to schedule or to set deadlines for every task based on your list of priorities and do it one step at a time. So in case that you didn't achieve the deadlines you have set, don't be frustrated and instead be more flexible and reschedule your tasks accordingly. So remember that all urgent things are important, but not all important things are urgent. So learn how to prioritize. Before I end the first tip, I would just like to add what BOA Chairman Dr. Noe Quinoniola has shared during our Search for Outstanding Accountancy Student of the Philippines finals that in our field, in accountancy, success is no genius. It is only a matter of extensive preparation and a whole lot of faith. Padayon science, padayon mga scholar ng bayan. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Hannah, and just like Kate, I will also be sharing with you some tips on how you would survive your college life as a BSA student here in UP. I hope that this will also help you and that I will be able to share some insights and advice with you. So the number one tip that I will be sharing with you is to be resourceful. I mean, second na siya. Okay, so this is one of the most important traits that a student should really possess if he or she wants to be effective in his or her studies. So what does being resourceful mean? So this includes looking for for materials such as review materials, practice problems, and other books aside from those books or references that are recommended by your professors and doctor's guide. So for example, during my 114 days, like while I was in my second year and taking 114, so di ba ang 114 is for financial accounting and reporting, but there are times that I try to study and audit books such as ang Roque and ang auditing problems ni Akapo because similar lang ang problems and may mga concepts na sometimes nagawa siya sa exam and quizzes. I mean, although far ang subject, but there are times na ang professor or like ang teachers na makuha sa exams or quizzes which are very similar to the problems presented on those audit books. So it is important that you try to familiarize yourself with the different kinds of problem para during exam and quizzes, mas less na lang ang shock na ma-feel mo. So yes. Also, it's also nice if you try to practice problems from other authors because there are times na other authors would have different treatment for similar transactions. So in order to avoid confusion, like it's nice na you know what these other treatments are and like you try to clarify from your professor, ask for clarification from your professor on what treatment you should follow. So aside from the books, we also have our shared drive. So you can also use the practice problems found in our shared drives. And if ever na-exhaust mo na tanan na books and practice problems, we also always have the internet. So like the internet has all sorts of resources for you to practice on. So another tip is always to go back to your basic concepts. This would be your theories. So before you solve for problems or before you practice your problems or before you apply those theories to your problems, it is important that you always know your basic foundation, like you are very familiar with those theories. So what I always do during like while I study is that first I would try to memorize or I mean understand the contents of the main textbook. Like i-familiarize ko din na tanan yung views na part sa main na textbook. And after that, after ma-familiarize ko na ang sa main textbook, that's the time na I try to search for other authors, other approaches from other authors, and also try to compare the difference and similarities between those authors, especially sa theory part and sa practice part. So once na-familiarize ko na ang theories, and that's the time that I try to solve practice problems. I mean, for me, this is very effective, but it would also depend on your study style, man. So for me, ang na siya. Like, I try to familiarize or master first the theories before I try to solve problems because I find it easier to solve problems if balaan ko ang rationale or like naintindihan ko kung paano nag-treat ang ammonia transaction or kung nga-treat siyang ammonia transaction. So, next is repetition is key. So, this would include practicing your problem. So, hindi enough for me hindi siya enough na kaisa mo lang i-solve ang isa ka problem. Like usually, especially during some 114, I try to solve our quizzes. Like since we have a copy of our quizzes, I think ginapas padala siya sa amon. Some of our quizzes kay ginapadala siya sa amon. So I try to solve those quizzes repeatedly, like at least siguro 3 times. I mean, wala ko man siya gina-try memorize, but try ko understand nga aamo tong answers to quizzes. So really, repetition is key. And like unconsciously, while the practice ka, unconsciously during exam, like though balaan mo na ang treatment sa transaction niya na is like if makita mo amo na ang transaction mo, ay familiar na encounter ko during isang gatuon ko. So if amo na, like, mag-exam, mas makasave time ka because balaan mo na kung paano i-treat ang amo na nga transaction. So, like, while you practice ba, you become more and more familiar sa problem na gina-practicean mo. So, not necessarily nga gina-memorize mo siya, but like, very familiar siya sa imo and like, mas naintindihan mo siya if ginaliwat-liwat mo solve ang isa ka problem. So, this would also, ang benefit din is that it would also save you time during your exams and quizzes. Diba? Usually quizzes is around 30 minutes to 1 hour, and also our exams would span from 3 hours to 4 hours. So, if familiar ang isa ka problem because na-encounter mo siya during your practice or during your practice nag-solve ka, so this would really save you time to solve during exam. So, more time to review also your answers since na-answeran mo tayo ng problems. Ano na siya. So really, practice, practice, practice. So like, practice solving again. Try to answer your quizzes and your assignments repeatedly, and also those problems from the reviewers, try to answer it repeatedly, even though like answeran ka no, like try to answer it again and again, because this would really help you. And also, ma-practice man ang time management mo because the more mo gina-answer liwat-liwat, the more ka man nagdadasi. Of course, not because na gina-memorize mo, but because naintindihan mo. So, ano na siya. So, that's all for me sa ACADS na part. So, we have the next teammate to share with you another tip that would help you man. So, that's all. Thank you.
So, hello guys, I am Mark, and this time I'll be sharing tips on how to balance your ACADS with your extracurricular ganaps in college. But before we go into that, of course, the first thing to do is to get a life outside ACADS. So this collage shows some of what I consider the major milestones in college. So here, when we became the president of UPV JPIA, when our team, the Halamen, was qualified for national finals in L'Oreal Brandstorm 2020, when I was accepted in ASSET 2021, when I became a part of official Fintern, and most recently, when I became a delegate of AmCham BLP. Looking back, I could say that I have gone a long way with my non-academic engagements, and they significantly contribute to who I am today. But wait, this is not about me, ha? Cloud chaser yan. But I just want to try to prove to you that having a life outside the four corners of the classroom, especially as a BSA student, is not a pipe dream. And I'll be sharing 2 practical tips that work for me and may also work for you in terms of balancing your ACADS and non-ACADS. First is to join orgs or events. Shown in the pictures are some of the orgs and engagements that I have participated. Some of them are called interest orgs for a reason, because their goals are in line with your personal interests. Kaya minsan, if masyado nang mabigat yung ACADS natin, like marami na tayong kailangang basahin or ipasa, you may be surprised that aside from resting or taking a break, shifting your focus to what interests you is also a form of breather. For example, I like making creative outputs because it's fun when I'm able to use my creative juices into making realized output. And despite being tedious more often than not, I realized that after finishing my output, I still have the energy and I still feel pumped to continue doing my ACADS. But of course, there are risks when you join orgs and events, especially when they themselves are demanding. Minsan nga yung iba sa atin di na nakakapag-ACADS kasi we are too swamped from our org duties. There's always a risk of compromising our academic performance, and that is the last thing that we want as BSA students to happen, especially with our retention policy. So to counter this, it's always good to practice time blocking as a time management tool. So diba, we are accustomed to making to-do lists for a certain day. For example, on a typical Monday, we plan to study for an exam. You might have committed to attend an org event or to volunteer to a donation drive and watch weekly episodes of your favorite series. And you need to bring dog also to the vet. And lastly, you need to buy groceries. But when you start doing all those things, you end up realizing that it's impossible to accomplish them in a day. So, you end up committing to your responsibilities beyond your capacity. But what if we do time blocking? That screenshot is from my weekly schedule sometime in February. So as you can see, lahat ng mga event and tasks ko, nakablock yan sila lahat on my schedule. so that I can visually see how much time I have occupied for the day and how much time is available for doing something else. I can even time block my me time, like watching my favorite Netflix series if I want to. In this manner, we can ensure that the most urgent and important things are given enough time and are not compromised by our other responsibilities. Pero it doesn't mean naman that if we fail to follow our time blocks, we should punish ourselves na. No. Always remember that di tayo robots and that we have our peak and off seasons. But when there are times that we feel like we are slacking off, it's always good to have time blocks to remind us to get going and to finish the day, the week, or month, or even the sem the way that we have planned to. So that would be all, guys, and I hope that you learned something from the tips that I have given. And next, we have Me, who will also share another set of tips. Thank you.
Good afternoon, I'm Met, and today I'll be starting with calculators. So it is of great importance that we know our calculator since this will be our constant companion throughout our course. Important that we know its functions, its capabilities, its limits, how to solve for the PV and whatnot. By doing so, by being well acquainted with your calculator, you'll be able to save time during exams, and also it will help you fix your calculator when it breaks down during an exam, for instance. Also, you can try experimenting with it. When I was taking up 114, I practiced using the calculator with my left hand so that I can simultaneously calculate and also write. So I solve with my left hand and I write with my right hand. So it's extremely efficient and it saves me quite a lot of time. So next, so based on the general instruction released by POA for the May 2022 LECPA, only basic calculators are allowed. So if you're using a scientific calculator, well, I suggest that you begin using a basic calculator since, well, you're going to use it for the board exam anyway. So it's better that you practice now and start early. As for the list of basic calculators allowed, it's available in the PRC website. You can check it out. You can use different brands, Canon, Casio, and whatnot. So this is more of like on the self-care side. So another tip is for you to be kind to yourself. So what does this entail? So for starters, you can start with having an adequate amount of sleep. So I know it's hard since we're in college, but we make sure that we sleep. We take a break. We rest. We get the amount of sleep that we need because we perform and learn better if we are well rested. So if I'm having a hard time understanding a concept and I get frustrated, I take a nap. After the nap, I try to read it again and I try to understand it better. And I do after sleeping and after taking a nap. I understand it better because I'm now well rested. Similarly, because of that, I try to learn or study complicated topics after waking up. And then I schedule lesser important subjects near bedtime. So for instance, since I wake up early, I usually study, for instance, 118 and tax early in the morning. And then I try to study GE subjects near bedtime because that's when I'm not that much productive anymore. So you can exercise, of course, do some sport, maybe take a walk in Esplanade, jog, do yoga, maybe even meditate. What works for you? And of course, don't forget to eat. It's very important. And of course, you must not be too hard on yourself. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay if it takes you 3 read-throughs to understand the topic. It's okay to feel lutang during class discussions. What is important is that you try to bridge the gap. If it takes you an aspect of you that your professors observe, your performance in your first long exam, they usually compare it to your performance in your second long exam or third long exam, and if it's going up, then that's positive. They're more favorable of you with that. So try to be better. And then of course, unwind. It's a great way to relieve stress. Another tip is for you to not be afraid to ask for help. So academic wise, you can ask for help from your peers, from your up class, from your professors. And as for, well, for medical help or health related concerns, you can reach out to your professors as well, tell them what's happened, and they will help you plan out the necessary things that you need to take. I've had my fair share of being in the hospital, and my professors have been extremely helpful. They gave me special exams and whatnot. So if you are one of those kids that very sickly like me, just reach out to them. And also, if you feel like you need like professional like help of a medical practitioner, do it. Don't defer it because it will only get worse, and you don't want that. I've experienced that firsthand. So just take care of yourself. Do not put your health at risk. Take care. So that's it for me. I'll give it to Bench. Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Bunch taking over. Now let me direct your attention to this very simple na diagram natin. Now let's take our plans as getting that CPA title. Diba, our mindset is we study BSA, we take the boards, we get that CPA title, and then we celebrate. That is okay if the path is a straight, direct path. But when has life unfolded just exactly the way we thought it would, diba? Most often than not, the universe will throw in something unexpected, something that is unplanned. And so it turns out that our path is actually a long, rocky road full of obstacles. Now imagine if you put on hold your celebration up to the end. Tapos na-encounter mo lahat ng obstacles. Diba, most probably will give up because your thinking is on the fact that ay ang haba pa, ay ang dami pang obstacles. This is why it's important to celebrate your small wins. Now, these small wins can be as simple as waking up before your alarm, acing your 114 or 99 exam, making someone laugh, or just surviving the day. Now, why should we celebrate these small wins? Firstly, these are stepping stones to our ultimate big wins. Again, our accountancy journey is long and exhausting. So cutting it down into small pieces, into small steps, it makes the journey bearable, diba? And also, it makes you realize that your efforts, no matter how small, all contribute to your progress into achieving that CPA title. Second, small wins also makes you feel happy, diba? And who doesn't want to be happy, yung totoo? Third is, it also keeps you motivated because you have something to look forward to whenever you achieve something. And lastly, it builds your confidence because achieving something, you have that I can do this feeling, diba? So, ayan, if it's still not your habit to celebrate small win, try to make it your habit actually. Try to start with tracking your day, what did you do today, and be happy of what you've accomplished. So, and make it every day na until it becomes a habit. Ayun. Now, second, this is actually me after failing an exam, but moving on quickly because I have to take another exam. I mean, I am not manifesting na ma-experience nyo to, no? Pero if ever na ma-experience nyo, then this is where my second tip comes in, which is being resilient. And what I mean by this is being able to stress. And also by being resilient, I do not mean brushing off agad yung mga nararamdaman mo. Still, you have to recognize what you are feeling. But try not to succumb to those negative things like pressure or stress because it won't do you no good. And yun nga, accountancy students tayo, dapat mabilis tayo mag-move on. Also, keep in mind that being resilient is not about putting up always with something difficult. It's not about being indifferent or figuring out things all on your own. In fact, the key to being resilient is also being able to reach out to other people for support, which leads me to my last tip, and also the most important one, finding a support system. In college, the quote, where you are doesn't matter nearly as much as who you are with, has never been truer, at least for me. Because in college, everything is overwhelming. It's so stressful. You have to juggle academic work, org works, do adulting stuff, and things like that. And so, the best you can do is surround yourself with trustworthy people who will be there for you, who will celebrate your small wins with you, who will be with you whenever you are at your lowest. And I am very much thankful that I have found my friends, my group of friends, who are with me. Honestly, I wouldn't have reached this far if it weren't for them, if it weren't for the whole batch five. What I'm trying to say is life is better when you don't have to go about it alone. So I think it's a really important um, thing that you identify the people in your life who support you and focus on strengthening these relationships with your support system. Because when you do, you may find that you can go farther than you ever thought possible on your own. And that will be all for our college tips. Again, I am Kathleen Mayabancho, and together with the Phoenix members, we're always open, man, if you have questions, if you have mga hinanakit, we can always listen to you, we can we're always open. Just reach out and we'll help you as much as we can. Yeah. Pero, yun nga, just message us. We're one chat away. Things like that. Don't be shy. Hindi kami nangangain.
And wow, I hope everyone was inspired, and we hope that you were able to jot down notes and tips from our Phoenix team, especially sa mga 114 dyan, since it's the most mentioned course. But anyway, given our reputation, I know our UPV JPIA constituents can take on any challenge presented to them. And speaking of challenge, no academic year is complete without the friendly competition between the four houses. Kaya parinig naman ng mga virtual hiyawan dyan ng ating mga houses if you guys are still there. So present ba ang ating Royal House of Rishu, the mighty House of Wagan, legendary House of Skousen, and the noble House of Barfield. So ayan, let's not dwell any longer and proceed to the presentation of house points, which will be presented by our comptroller, none other than Ms. Shaira Paula Lacerna.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am your comptroller, and on your screen is the pointing system developed for the academic year 2022-2023. Going forward, I will present the revisions of the pointing systems from that of the previous years, the awards given by the Elder House, and of course, the pointing system itself. So first, here are the revisions that we have made. It was revised according to the current blended learning setup. Face-to-face activity shall be included in the pointing system, but it is still subject to deliberation, depending on circumstances. Next, return of the house points deduction in relation to the retention policy. Pointing system for attendance in webinars and talks was revised. For face-to-face events, attendance is added back, but with limitations depending on the circumstances. Quiz bowls, case studies, and non-academic events were classified into accounting-related and non-accounting-related events, and corresponding points were developed, and an additional JPIA officership classification was added along with corresponding points. Those are all the revisions, the main revisions, and the details of the said revisions will be discussed in the next slides. At the end of each semester and the academic year, UPV JPIA holds events that recognize the talents and contributions of the members of its communities. The following awards are the recognitions based on the accumulated house points. So here we have the per year level awards. We have top 10 in academics, top 10 in non-academics, and top 10 overall. These awards are given at the end of every semester and at the end of the academic year. The House Cup is given at the end of the academic year. We have the champion, the first runner-up, second runner-up, and third runner-up. So I hope you are excited for the results at the end of the academic year. Let's proceed to the general pointing system. So the general pointing system, we will use the accumulated pointing system, and these points are credited to both the house and the individual unless stated otherwise. It is important to note that the pointing system may be subject to changes depending on circumstances that arise during the academic year. So here are the pointing system for the academic awards. We only have one criterion, which is the major exam ranking. So in some major exams included included here is the long exam and the comprehensive exam. So here is the ranking and their corresponding points. If you get a perfect score on your exam, then an additional 30 points will be added to the base points. Here are the credited subjects for the long exams for year 1, year 2, and year 3. And these are from the study plan. For year 4 and year 5, here are the following subjects that will be credited. So let's proceed to the return of the retention policies. So point deductions on houses with members who are forced to leave the BS in accountancy program due to the program requirements will be imposed. So if merong forced to leave the BS in accountancy program, 100 points per member will be deducted from the house. So I hope the upclass will help the lower years in their academics para hindi mabawasan yung points nyo. Let's proceed to the non-academic awards. So for the non-academic awards, we have internal events, external events, and other events. It should be noted that not all the events presented in the following slides are certain to happen, but nevertheless, corresponding points will still be presented. So for internal events, we have the primary internal events. Here we have the point system for main, major, and minor events, and special awards will also be given credit. Next is for mini games. 5 points per win will be given, and one can only win once per game. There will be no house points if cash or other trinkets are set as prizes. Next slide. For secondary internal events, we have already done the campus tour, and 20 points has already been credited per tour guide. For the peer review, it will be presented by the VP for Internal Affairs later on. For internal webinars and talks, attendees will be given 10 points if they are registered as required attendees. The house will be given an additional 50 points for reaching the 100% required attendees. If given the chance, face-to-face events attendance will be given points too. If a house reaches 100% required attendance, they will be given 200 points. And if it's less than 100% required attendance, it will be multiplied to the percent of their attendees. For external events, we have the following. For accounting-related quiz bowls, case studies, and non-academic events, the following points are flashed on your screen. Participation will also be given points. For non-accounting related quiz bowls, case studies, and non-academic events, these are just 75% of the points for accounting-related quiz bowls. For Ambassador of Goodwill, the flashed on your screen is the point system. Special awards will be given points too, and participation will also be given points. NFJPIA Region 6 fresh icon will be given the following points depending on their rankings. And the major contributor on external events, which will help other major events on important matters such as makeup or making videos, will also be given points even though they are not the contestant themselves. And the following points is subject to the discretion of the director of the non-academic affairs. Special awards and recognition will also be given points. For example, is the outstanding JPIANs, which was presented earlier. They will be given points according to the level of the awards as presented on the slide. External webinars or talks for attendees, 15 points will be given if they are registered, and an additional 50 points will be given to the House for reaching the 100% required attendees. For other accounting-related events such as ASSET and the PwC M&A Challenge, the following point system will be given. And if there are other non-accounting related events, if it's one stage, qualifiers will be given 80 points. For 2 stage and 3 stage, the points are given on the screen. For campus events, as mentioned by our science governor earlier, Pahampang will also be given points. Participation will be given 15 points. It should, yung points na to is for individual and for house. So per individual, participation will be given 15 points. If you rank first, 90 points will be given to you. For minor Pahampang events, this is the point system. And for Litmus, rank 1 will be given 50 points, participation will be given 30 points, and special awards will be given 5 points. For HASA, rank first will be given 30 points, and participation will be given 10 points. For other matters relating to the point system, for JPIA officership, here we have for UPV chapter, per semester will be given 100 points, and for the whole academic year will total to 200 points. The UPV JJO, which is for 1 semester only, will be given 60 points. For IF, 25 points per semester and 50 for the whole academic year. And F Region 6 would be given 40 points for the semester and 80 points for the whole year. And F Region 6, Standing Committee will be given 20 points for the semester and 40 for the whole year. And F will be given 50 per semester and 100 points for the whole year. And the NF Standing Committee will be given 25 points for the semester and 50 points for the whole year. There may be cases in which JPIA will have manpower shortages in setting up and facilitating events. So an additional 5 points will be given to those who will volunteer to help. And because of its uncertain nature, slots will be given on a first come, first served basis. For emergency events or events that JPIA has not participated in before and therefore have no existing point system, the president, the VPI, the VTE, and the controller will have the power to set points that will be distributed to the participants. And the final decision will be made after the notification to the prefects of each house. So the presentation ends here. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions about the house points, kindly direct them to your prefects and they will communicate it with us. Thank you and good luck to the houses and to everyone this academic year. Thank you.
There you have it, folks. While we're on the topic of houses, I believe narito na tayo sa exciting part. Of course, it is none other than the house sorting of our freshies. So houses, get ready to meet your new members. Freshies, do you think you exhibit the bigaon behavior of Barfield? O baka naman you are meant to be another royal in Rishu? Or perhaps you're among the mysterious types in the House of Skousen? Or are you as mighty as the members of the house in Weygand? Ayan, ready na ba kayo? Okay, so we will not prolong the agony, nakikita natin sa chat kung gaano ka-excited everyone is. So, Tech, take it away.
Choose your adventure. Choose your adventure. Choose your adventure. Choose your adventure.
Okay, so nakikita talaga natin ng sobrang excited na ng ating mga houses. Kaya pati yung Zoom hindi na kinaya. Yung energy nila. But
Guys, we appreciate the energy, but please
do refrain from chatting muna
and don't
para
spam muna for a while because
I know everyone is very excited to meet your new freshie members. But ayun, we'll try to wait for a little while until maging okay na si Zoom sa pag-accept ng energy ng lahat.
okay. So please bear with us as we're trying to fix our technical difficulties.
Okay, I believe that this will be posted naman no later. Those freshies na nakita na yung mga houses nila. Sana nga naman na you guys, you were pointed to the houses na you guys hope for. Ikaw ba, Iso? Yung ano ba, yung house na ginusto mo ba, doon ka ba napunta?
Actually, no, it was not. It was actually by surprise. But in the end, I actually enjoyed and felt welcome in my house. So whether or not you got accepted into the house you wanted, you'd still feel that sense of belonging. Belongingness once you're in there.
I guess that's the truth. They have
Qualities
distinct
of-
qualities.
yes,
Like
they do.
for Wagan,
Mhm.
they're known to be like the brave, the bold, and
the
daring.
mighty, of
Tama.
course.
And Skousen, of course, mga perfectionist, hardworking, and organized.
Okay, it seems like we have attended to our technical difficulties, so we shall now continue on with the presentation of the house sorting.
Yes, just a final reminder, I know you guys are very excited, but pwede naman siguro na later na natin ilabas yung excitement para naman Zoom will allow us to show the house sorting for all our new members. So, Tech, take it away.
Choose your adventure. 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 Choose your adventure.
Okay, isn't that exhilarating? Freshies, welcome to your respective houses. May you find true belongingness and support in your houses as they guide you all throughout your BSA journey here in UP. We hope everyone is still energized from the previous icebreaker because our VP for Internal Affairs has an important announcement to make. The floor is yours now, Nong Steven.
So, good afternoon again, everyone. So, in in order to to combat or to prepare for the return of the retention policies, was internally agreed pa, subject for approval to launch a peer review program within the science or the JPIA community. This peer review program will be called Accounting by Peer. So the background, the University of the Philippines, Visayas has one of the most competitive and finest Bachelor of Science in Accountancy programs in the country. The implementation of a retaining grade of 2.0 or better in the first 4 major accounting subjects separates the said accountancy program from the rest. The grade of 2.0 or better serves as a determining factor whether the students enrolled under the said program are qualified to proceed to the next major accounting subject and continue their journey as UPV BS accountancy students. While the passion that burns in the hearts of every student in their pursuit of the much coveted CPA title and their well-being throughout their journey are taken into account, the program is designed to determine the students were able to fully grasp the technicalities, concepts, and principles of accounting. So the rationale behind this program is the symbiotic benefit to the tutors, to the tutees, and also to the houses. For the tutors, it will serve as a review and assessment of their mastery on the basic accounting concepts, which are crucial in every CPALIA subjects. For the tutees, it is to mitigate the probability of unfavorable academic outcome towards them. And also for the houses, each representative sent by the houses as tutors will receive corresponding house points. So for the general guidelines, all participants, both the tutors and the tutees, must be a bona fide member of UPV JPIA Incorporated for their respective semester of academic year 2022 to 2023. It will be scheduled as a bi-weekly event held on Saturday afternoon, and the publicity material will be posted 1 week prior to the tutorial session. It will generally be held online, but if the circumstances permit, the organization will pursue to arrange a face-to-face session. House prefects should send their representatives who would serve as tutors 1 week prior to the date of the peer tutorial. They are preferred to send the whole roster of the representative before the public launching of peer review, as stated on the section 4 of the IRR. And also a Google form will be made available for interested students to register as tutees 1 week before the tutorial session. This would be attached to the publicity material, and the form will also serve as a survey to gather information about the topics the prospective tutees are having a difficult time with. The form will close 3 days before the date of the tutorial in order to give ample time to the tutors to prepare for the topics. And unregistered participants may still join, but their failure to register constitutes the forfeiture of their chance to put emphasis on the topics that they are having difficulty with. The Zoom link will be disseminated 1 day before the sessions. And for the participation, pointing system, and limitations, the peer review is open to any first and second year students who would like to participate as tutees. Each house is required to send one tutor per week, and it is open to third, fourth, and fifth year students only. 20 points will be credited to the tutors per review session, and the tutor can volunteer for a maximum of 3 sessions only per semester. The coverage, the peer tutorial will cover fundamental accounting theory and practice, the 991, and accounting theory and practice, BA 114.1 for the first semester, and ng fundamental accounting theory and practice 992 and accounting theory and practice 114.2. For the tutorial session proper, each of the 2 Zoom tutorials shall be headed by the 2 tutors sent by their respective houses. JPIA officers registered as tutees shall be the ones who would monitor the flow of the tutorial sessions, and any problems that may arise during the session shall be communicated by the officer tutees to the JPIA Vice President for Internal Affairs. The officer shall also communicate if the tutor were able to fulfill their responsibilities during the review session to the controller in order for the house points to be credited. In case none of the tutees are JPIA officers, the organization shall send a representative that would fill the role of the officer tutee as previously mentioned. The tutors shall have the freedom at the end of the session whether or not they would address the concerns regarding the topics other than those collected from the registration form. And that's it. That's it for the counting by peer. Hope you are excited for the freshies and the 2-in-1 for your to learn from your manangs and manongs from Cornets, La 19, and the Super Seniors batch by. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Nong Steven. As we're nearing the end of the program, let us allow our UPV JPIA President, Ms. Nina Vanessa Saldo, to give an overview of Project Agubay.
So hello, good afternoon once again, UPV JPM. So I'm here to give you the overview of the Project Agubay. So Project Agubay was the initiative of the UPV Accounting Department in partnership with UPV JPIA, which started last 2020. So for this academic year, for the first semester, we are pleased to announce that we shall distribute the gadget assistance later today at the museum lobby at around 5 p.m. With regards to the load or internet allowance, the beneficiaries will be contacted by one of the officers after the event to disburse the monthly allowance. You will then be receiving the load allowance at the end of the month until January. Okay, so we have a total of 23 BSA student beneficiaries from first year to fifth year, 8 of which will be receiving the gadget, 1 for the pocket Wi-Fi, and 18 beneficiaries for the load or internet assistance. With that, the accumulated amount for the first semester cost 80,592. All these are in pursuit of the goal of the project, which is to assist the student in their studies. To all our donors in the initiatives of this project, thank you so much for sharing your blessings with our members in need. And to the student beneficiaries, we hope that this project has helped and will help you perform better in school. So beneficiaries, please take care of the gadgets you received and will receive because this is yours temporarily. You will have to return it when the time comes. So I think that's it for Project Agubay. Remember everyone to always be kind to your peers. God bless you and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nang Nina. Now we've reached the end of our event. So let's hear from our VP for External Affairs, Ms. Zaina Zanika Zafra, for her closing remarks.
Hello, so good afternoon, everyone. I hope you enjoyed or at least learned something from today's event. Now that we are at the end of our program, I won't make this long because I'm sure that you guys are excited to finally be with your new house members. So the General Assembly is a semi-annual event of UPV JPIA. It is a gathering, hence today's theme, KATILINGBAN. UPV JPIA would like to thank all of you for spending a bit of your time for this momentous gathering. And of course, I would like to take this opportunity to recognize the people behind this event who made KATILINGBAN, the first General Assembly, possible. So to our advisors, Ma'am Earl and Ma'am Roel, to our invited speakers, Renata, Fisha, Twinkle, and Rika, to our IRC team, and of course to the Phoenix team for the tips that they shared to all of us, to our secretariat, Kyla and Nomi, our tech team, Noriel and Keisha, our pubs team, Crezel and Lovely,
our VP for Finance, Rhea, our membership, Kristen, our audit, Shane, our controller for her presentation of House Point, Shira, our game masters, Charlotte, Netchi, and Steven, and our host, Kyla and Iso, and our dear president, Nina, and of course, the person who spearheaded this event, Steven. And of course, the rest of the UPV JPIA officers. So it was these people who made this event successful. So let's give them a round of applause. Yay! So as your VP for External Affairs, I would also like to take this time to remind everyone of the external opportunities you may take to make your college life more fruitful. So as what your Manang Mark shared earlier sa Phoenix part of this program, have a life outside of ACAD. So yeah. So Shopee Case competition, the registration is until this Friday na, September 30. UP Asset, the deadline of application is October 14. And for Mark Prof, the deadline of application is October 15. So for other external opportunities, UPV JPIA will share them to you via the science page and via the Consul Generals. So if you're interested and is looking for a sign, then this is it. This is the sign. If you have questions, don't hesitate to message me or any UPV JPIA officers. So I won't take much of your time now. I'll end this here. I hope this GA helped you in any way, and we hope to see you again in our future events. Thank you, everyone, and never subscribe.
Thank you so much, Ms. Z. Your words could not have been more fitting to conclude this event. As such, I am requesting everyone to turn on their cameras once again for a quick photo opportunity. So everyone, please turn on your cameras and ready your brightest smiles. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Just keep smiling, everyone. We'll take your photos. Okay, I believe you're all good. Before we end this, I would like to make a quick announcement for our newly sorted freshies. So kindly refer to the Zoom chat box for the details because your respective houses have prepared a special event for you. So in order for us to get proper feedback for the event, we would also like to encourage everyone to please fill the evaluation form as presented on the screen, and it will also be chatted via the Zoom chat box.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, gays and days, that has been a fantastic afternoon for all of us. Never forget that in the UPV JPIA community, we are all a KATILINGBAN that's filled with royalty, nobility, might, and legend. As we part ways, we know that everyone will be soaked with academic responsibilities, but never forget to take some rest and make sure that you are well and safe. This has been Kyla Sabdal.
And this has been Maria Gianna Isabel Tambong. Let's always keep the fire of the JPIA burning by upholding academic excellence and civil consciousness, and to live up to the motto of the JPIA, that is to never subprime. To conclude, let us all together sing the UP Naming Mahal. Okay, and that formally concludes today's event. We thank everyone for participating today's event and of course in our future events. Again, I would like to remind everyone to answer the evaluation form. You may access it using the code flashed on the screen. So kindly answer our evaluation form. And thank you again, everyone. You may now leave the Zoom meet.